Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. And we just saw the House of Representatives address to the House of Representatives by the Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli. He spoke about the government's measures and economic measures to face the global economic crisis. He also delivered a statement discussing the procedures and measures by the Egyptian government that they have taken with the aim of mitigating the effects of the world economic crisis on the Egyptian economy and alleviating, of course, the conditions for the Egyptian citizens. For more on this, we're delighted to be joined over the telephone by our guest, Dr. Ayman Ghoneim, our economic and legal expert. Dr. Ayman, good afternoon to you, sir.
Good afternoon to you, madam, and all our audience.
Thank you very much, Doctor, for your time. Dr. Ayman, now the Prime Minister just outlined two diplomatic tracks in his address to the House of Representatives. Firstly, supporting the Gulf states as well as pushing for negotiations. How effective do you see Egyptian efforts in these two regards so far?
Well, actually, the Egyptian foreign policy commands the respect of the whole world, because Egypt always try to effect peace and try to solve the international problems in a peaceful way.
Yes.
The Egyptian diplomacy always asserts the importance of peace and stability and the importance of strengthening the international cooperation and not interfering in the internal affairs of any state. These constant pillars of the Egyptian diplomacy were further asserted by President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi since he has been elected to presidency in 2014. Actually, such diplomacy and such worldwide respect of our foreign policy also plays an important role in advancing the economic cooperation between Egypt and the different economic and political powers in the world, and so it also benefits the internal front and the economic area.
Yes. Now, Dr. Ayman, of course, today the Prime Minister said that from the very beginning of the crisis, the government formed a crisis committee immediately. And now, from the governance standpoint, how important was this rapid institutional coordination and response during such global unrest?
Well, actually, the new republic that's led by President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, it infuses science and scientific measures in the economic management of the country and in the crisis management. And what Egypt now tries to take preemptive measures in different crises, and especially, of course, the present economic crisis that was caused by the war in the Middle East. We've witnessed such preemptive measures. We've witnessed the government trying to rationalize the consumption of oil and gas and fuel. We've witnessed the measures taken by the government, early closure at 9 p.m., rationalizing imports, rationalizing the consumption of the government institutions of oil, and also rationalizing the budget, trying to spend the social protection provisions in the smartest way in order to ensure that such provisions and expenditure reaches the those who deserve it, those who need it the most.
Absolutely.
Yes, actually, Egypt's economy, it has proven resilience against global crises. We've seen during the last 5-6 years, Egypt has passed 4 international crises that led to global inflation, and sometimes that affected the economic growth, and that led to severance of the supply chains. Starting from the COVID-19 crisis in 2020, then the Russia-Ukraine war that started in 2022, then the Israeli war on Gaza that started in 2023, in October 23, and then presently the war in the Middle East.
Yes.
Just before I would like to add that just before the war started, the president had received the governor of the central bank, who informed him about the external position of the country. And we have our official foreign reserves. They reached a record of 52 billion US dollars.
Yes.
And this is the highest level of the official reserves in the history of Egypt.
Yes.
And such level covers around 8 months of imports. Also, the net foreign assets in banks, excluding the central bank, reached around $11.5 billion in the month of Feb 2026.
Yes.
And this also covered around 2 months of imports. So both of them would cover around 10 months of imports. Of course, this is a safe position, and this leads to resilience. But here we have to warn that the present economic crisis is politically driven. So you can never know to what extent the crisis will go, and the extent or the magnitude of the crisis.
Indeed.
Of course, Egypt hopes to end the crisis peacefully, and it has always been trying to mediate.
Yes.
And to
a diplomatic resolution. Yes.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, and to
Right, Dr. Ayman, you mentioned a very important issue, being that foreign reserves now stand over 52 billion US dollars, which is a strong enough buffer, would you agree, in your view, for the economic disruption that is happening worldwide. Also, the growth rate had reached 5.3% before the war. How do you see, predictions for any fluctuations in this growth rate?
Well, actually, the resilience factors, I would call them, of the Egyptian economy, they pose or they represent a buffer against the crises, as you said. But here again, we have to warn that it's very difficult for all the economic analysts and commentators worldwide to forecast when will the crisis end, and to forecast the magnitude of the crisis, because the answer now of the economic question is a political one. And that's why these preemptive measures that are taken by the Egyptian government, they are taken when we have such high buffers. So this is really prudent, and I believe that this commanded the respect and commanded the applause of many international financial institutions that are analyzing the economies of the Middle East and Egypt in particular.
Specifically, Dr. Ayman, speaking about international institutions, the credit ratings agencies have maintained Egypt's rating with a stable outlook. What does this mean? How meaningful is this in terms of practical terms, sir?
Well, first of all, we have to explain what does it mean to rate the outlook of a country as stable or as improving or as negative. If the outlook is positive, this does not mean that the economy is positive. By the way, this means that the rating itself is susceptible to an improvement. And if the outlook is stable, this means that the rating is susceptible to stability. The outlook is negative, this means that they are expecting that the rating will be downgraded. So maintaining the outlook as stable, this means that they expect our credit rating to be maintained stable, not to be upgraded or downgraded in the near future. Of course, amid such global crisis, many of the countries will find themselves being downgraded for reasons not in their hands. But in Egypt, it's good because so far our resilience factors, including the official reserves, including the rates of growth that had been achieved before the war, such resilience factors give us enough buffer to maintain our risk rating in the foreseeable future, and that's why they maintain our
credit rating as stable. Right. I'll leave it at that. I'd like to thank you very, very much, Dr. Ayman Ghoneim, our economic and legal expert. Many thanks, sir, for your insight and for joining us this afternoon.